go, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. But here we are. I figured no time like the present. We got all kinds of crazy shit going on. Anyway, apologies for the fact that I've been away for a while. I've just been doing some other things. And quite frankly, things were getting just a little bit out of hand. So, here we are. We got all kinds of things to talk about today. The one that really got me going here was the whole thing with the secret tunnels in New York. I don't know if anybody's seen anything about that. We've got these tunnels in New York that these Jews have been digging these tunnels for the last 6 months. And they're pulling these guys out of there, and they send in a concrete crew to fill these tunnels in that they've dug. And they're trying to speculate, oh, well, it was so they could get to synagogue during COVID. Well, bullshit. This it's been within the last 6 months. So it's been quite some time since there's been any COVID lockdown protocols in New York City. So they're pulling out baby high chairs. They are pulling out soiled mattresses. You can see down in there. Let me see if I can find some footage here. It's pretty nasty. And these are people that have been in. There's been stuff about organ harvesting. In 2013, they had a child rape assembly thing. There's a bunch of leaders that got arrested and everything. The Talmud says that you can have sex with a child as long as they're under 9. Now, I don't know what the fuck kind of sense that fucking makes, but apparently it's a thing. So keep your eyes on that, what's going on with these tunnels in New York. Now, there's been tunnels in D.C. as well, and they managed to hush the whole Pizzagate thing. They made that dude seem like he was fucking crazy and all this and everything else, and it's turned out that, really that was a fucking thing, and you might want to look into, like, the finders, too, okay? I'm just going to give you just a little bit of information if you're interested. Look up the finders. You might find some shit. You might find some shit that you don't like. Let's see what we can find here on these tunnels. Nothing's really, there's nothing, the only thing that's come out, it's weird. In the synagogue, they're like popping the wood panels, and you got these dudes that they're in the tunnel. They're like hanging out in there, and then they had a riot. They were fighting the police and shit. Ooh, boy. That's really something, huh? And then you got the whole thing that happened in Miami, the aliens. I don't know if anybody saw that. They're talking about the 10-foot aliens when you had all the teenagers that were fighting and throwing fireworks and that. And all of a sudden they had 80 cop cars down there at this mall in Miami. And there's footage of this. You can't tell what it is. It's an aerial footage, and they're saying that that's this 10-foot tall, shadowy creature that's a shadow yet solid. And then, you had this other guy, I can't remember his name. He's the main eyewitness, It was weird that this all happened on the same day that the Epstein stuff gets released. So you got that going on too, right? You got Bill Clinton all over that shit. You got Hillary Clinton all over that shit. A bunch of redacted names, and then Megyn Kelly coming out and saying that you're going to hear from Epstein. Well, if you look back, I've been saying since they found Epstein dead that I didn't think that was actually him. It doesn't make sense. And you know why, ladies and gentlemen? You know why I say that? Because I've been in those joints. I've been in those federal joints. I know how they treat somebody that's on suicide watch. And they're not going to just let some character like Epstein, who is this dude is a big time fucking witness. This is a guy that's like, if he's on suicide watch, he's in the padded party room and he's on tape 24/7, and there's people watching him. Okay, dude ain't gonna hang himself from a motherfucking 4 foot or 5 foot bed or whatever the fuck it was. You look at the noose that he supposedly hung himself with. Yeah, right. Yeah, The dude's got broken bones in his neck that are exactly similar with somebody that gets strangled. Come on. And I don't even think it was him. I don't even know that they. I mean, they already had him dressed up in the hospital get up. I mean, come on. And those guards, they don't fall asleep. They don't fall asleep. The cameras don't go down in a Fed joint. It doesn't happen. They have safeguards for that shit. They have ways to make sure these guys stay awake. They do not fall asleep. I never once, in all of my time I did in the Feds, never once did I ever see a CO fall asleep. Never. Not ever. That's like a no-no. That's like being on a crab boat and at night you got the duty of watching a wheelhouse. You don't fall asleep. You don't do it. And, Megyn Kelly's coming out and saying we might be hearing from Epstein himself. And I wouldn't doubt it. I've been saying this the whole goddamn time. It's so funny how much of this shit that I've said, and if you go back and look, I'm not just making shit up. If you go back and look at the content that I put out, look at the things that I've said, it's all been true. I mean, I've been talking about Joe Biden being a fucking crook since before the last election, I mean, the first thing I said was, how in the fuck did this crusty old bastard make $17.6 million in the 2 years after he got out of the White House as the VP? He never made that much in his whole entire career as a politician, and he's got 4 beach houses? Come on. No way. You got to be kidding me. I don't even want to get into that, dude. He comes back looking like Larry the Lobster the other day, man, after just having that melanoma. We won't even go down that fucking rabbit trail. Ugh, good God. But you got all these people that are now just freaking out over this Epstein shit. You got Jimmy Kimmel. He's whining and sniveling and crying and oh my God. It just, you've got here's a good one too. The Fannie Willis. Here's a good one. Big Fannie Willis. Turns out that her and what's his name? God, now I can't think of his the other prosecutor. He's made like $654,000 or some shit like that off of this Donald Trump case. And her and him been traveling all over the place. They've been going on vacations. They've been going on Carnival cruises and all over the Caribbean and this and that and the other thing and beaches and blah 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 blah. And that's kind of weird. I think Fannie is fixing to catch a RICO case herself, because to me that sounds like fucking racketeering. So she's getting hers. So it looks like that thing's going to probably be thrown out. You got Jack Smith. He's an illegitimate special counsel. He was never put in as special counsel the way that's legitimately supposed to happen. As special counsel, it's got to be signed off on by Congress and the president. And it didn't happen. And you can't use a private citizen, which is what Jack Smith is. So Jack Smith is illegitimate. So that takes that case and out the window it goes. Him and fucking Chutkin, that fucking goofball. Get rid of that. And then you got Arthur Engeron, Mr. Areola Engeron, Judge Titty guy, who I'm talking about, that goofball in that civil case. That thing should be tossed out. Fannie should be tossed out. I mean, Trump's going to end up coming out of this with none of these sticking on him. So where are they going to go next? Where's the left go next? That's what my question is. Like, what comes next? The assassination attempts? Is that what comes next? Because that's all I see is they got left. I mean, what are they going to come up with next? You got Biden comes out with this goofy commercial the other day that was just the most idiotic thing I've ever seen in my life. Just like everything that this guy I mean, how does anybody take him seriously? If you take Joe Biden seriously, if you're somebody that's all about Biden out there, you are an idiot. I don't even know how you are even breathing or feeding yourself if you think that that's the answer. I mean, they're saying that his approval, that that there's 30% of the people are, all about reelecting. Where are these 30%? And if you're out there, you're a dumbass. You're a straight dumbass. I mean, it's so stupid. I mean, to sit there and think that Obama isn't the one just pulling his string. It's been that. I mean, Obama came out and said that. I mean, he came out and said that in a fucking interview with Stephen fucking Colbert. He said, well, if I could find somebody that I could, just like a puppet, that I could, sit back and sit in my sweatpants in my basement and just, with my headset on and pipe the answers through to him. And I mean, he went up there and had a lunch with Biden and was screaming at him about how he needed to get his shit together and start, getting on the attack, against Trump, because all of a sudden now they're taking Trump seriously. It's like, I mean, Trump won the last election. Everybody knows it. Look at all the election fraud that's come up. I mean, we knew it from the get-go. You knew it the next day. I mean, I stayed up that night and I listened to the results, and Biden was mathematically eliminated from states that he ended up winning the next day. How do you do that? How do you do that without the ballot boxes being stuffed? And they wanted to downplay Dinesh D'Souza's 2000 Mules movie like it was just a right-wing conspiracy theory. Well, how many conspiracy theories have turned out to be right? I'm just saying. I mean, how many of them have turned out to be right? Does that make it a conspiracy theory if it's right? I mean, look at them all. You just go down the list, and it's one after another, after another, after another. And my question is, who's the next Epstein? Who's the next Epstein on the list? Like, somebody had to have taken over for him. So who's doing that now? They didn't just eliminate that position. I mean, the dude was working with intelligence, you know what I'm saying? So who's next? Who's the next Epstein? He's already out there. He, she, whoever, they, them, Jiju, whatever, the fuck knows. Anyways, it's been a while. All kinds of stuff going on. I've just I wanted to step away from you. Got the whole, the Hunter Biden thing. Who gives a shit about Hunter? I mean, I think that, personally, I think that Hunter, I don't think that he's a good dude, but I think that he's probably been through a bit more in life than people understand. I mean, he was in the back of that car when his mom pulled out in front of that truck. And that was when Joe was cheating on her with Jill, Dr. Jill, what classes does Dr. Jill teach? Where can I enroll in one of Dr. Jill? There's no place to take a class from her. And that was the other funny thing about the $17.6 million that those fuckers made between, the time that they left office and whatever it was, the 2 years after they left office from the Obama administration. They said that it was from her, her teaching and his speaking engagements and his book. His books sold 330,000 copies. That's it. How did that dude even write a book? He can't talk. He can't walk. He can't think. He can't function. In 2015, he flat out said that he was done. He said, it's done. The time for me to run is over. I'm done. Basically saying, hey, look, my faculties are shot. I'm not doing it. And they propped his ass up. Obama grabbed him and said, that was the plan with Hillary. Get her in there, and then Obama would be running the show from behind the scenes. And that fell through, and that's when the deep state lost their fucking minds. That's when everybody in the country lost their minds. That's when all of a sudden Trump went from being a lyric in a rap song to being a racist and, this, that, and the other fucking thing. I mean, absolutely ridiculous, I mean, I don't know. Go ahead and choose Biden again if that's the way you want to go. But I mean, he's done. He's sunk. I don't think he's even gonna make it to the election. I don't even care. It doesn't really matter one way or another because we're just going to get the same shit. I mean, if Trump gets in there, maybe he can get some things like straightened back out, you know. I mean, at least the dude doesn't want to start any more wars. At least he wants to get our, I mean, he had everything set up to get us out of Afghanistan in a decent way. And look what happened there. Terrible. Absolutely horrible. Look look at all the money, the fake money that's been sent to the Ukraine. And then what are we sending over there to Israel? And you've got these Jews that are coming out of tunnels in New York City that have got like child rape assembly lines going on underground and shit. I mean, why the fuck else would there be dirty, soiled, bloody fucking kids' mattresses and child high chairs, shit like down in fucking tunnels underground in New York City? Why? There ain't no reason for it. I tell you why. Because it's some fucking sick shit going on down there is what it is. These are sick fucking people. And you can say whatever you want. That's when you see somebody that's sick, it doesn't matter who they are, where they come from. That's not being anti-Semitic. There's Jews with tunnels under the ground, and there's fucking kids shit down there. Baby high chairs and dirty, nasty mattresses. And what are these fuckers doing down there? They're fighting the police. You hear one cop in one of the footage, he's going, "We don't do this in this country. We don't do this." They've already been in trouble for it. It happened back in 2013. Vice did a whole thing about it, I mean, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But then you got the whole Fannie Willis thing, I mean, that thing needs to be thrown out right away, and she needs to be indicted. She needs to be indicted. Straight up. Her and whatever, Nathan, I'm trying to remember his name now. See if we can look it up here. I mean, basically just extorting the American people. I mean, they could have set this whole thing up just to take this money. I mean, they're doing it out in the broad, just right in the middle. And, no big deal. What was his name? I want to say Nathan Ward. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and this guy met with the Biden White House twice before charging Trump. Oh, that's kind of weird, huh? Kind of weird. Oh, and Georgia DA alleged to be in an improper romantic relationship. Oh, really? You think? This dude's made almost $1 million on this whole Trump thing. And her and him have been rolling around all over the place, going on vacations and hanging out on beaches and shit. Nathan Wade, not Ward. Nathan Wade. I mean, this is crazy. So who filed this? Oh, improper relationship. Yeah, big Fanny. Yeah, they've been all over the place on $654,000 in legal fees since January of 2022. Special prosecutor Nathan Wade paid for lavish vacations he took with Willis using the Fulton County funds his law firm received. County records show that Wade, who has played a prominent role in the election interference case, has been paid nearly $654,000 in legal fees since January 2022. The DA authorizes his compensation. The motion filed on behalf of defendant Michael Roman, a former Trump campaign official, seeks to have the charges against Roman dismissed and for Willis, Wade, and the entire DA's office to be disqualified from further prosecution of the case. Pallavi Bailey, a Willis spokeswoman, said the DA's office will respond to Roman's allegations through appropriate court filings. Wade did not immediately respond to a request for comment. How about that? offers no concrete proof of the romantic tie. Who's this from? Oh, God, I'm reading this thing off some stupid ass of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Jesus. No concrete evidence. Yeah, there is concrete evidence. I mean, these are allegations, but you follow the money. That's all you got to do. It's there. Oh, what a crazy deal. So, yeah, you got that. You got Jack. You know, they've got that thing is on stay, and Jack is still filing, he's filing discovery still and shooting it to Trump's attorneys. And they're like, dude, this thing's on a stay. Like, when it's on a stay, like, that's it. It's on. You cannot do anything else. And him and that Tanya Chutkin, that stupid fucking judge, you know, they're just going to keep on doing, you know, they want that trial to happen on March 4th, right before Super Tuesday, which is just ridiculous. It's election meddling. I mean, it's ridiculous. They want to talk about Russian election meddling. It's happening right here in front of our faces, and we don't do anything about it. None of us have done a thing. We don't do anything about it. It's ridiculous. I mean, how in the world are we letting this stuff go on? It's absolutely insane. We just sit back and just watch it happen like, whoa, there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, there is. There's a lot that we could do about it if we pull our heads out of our fucking asses and realize that, you know, we live in a country of 350 million people damn near. And there's a handful that are pulling all this shit over on us, you know? I mean, what happens if everybody all of a sudden tomorrow just decides, guess what? We're not going to work. What happens if there's no planes flying in the air, if there's no semi-trucks on the road, if there's no nothing happening? I mean, we have the power, and it doesn't have to be any kind of a violent anything. I mean, it's just a matter of staying home and saying, fuck you. We're not doing it anymore. We're not doing it. If everybody just says, screw you, we're not doing it, you know? If you go to your employer and say, guess what? I don't want my taxes taken out of my check before I get my check. If taxes are such a good thing, then I will pay them voluntarily every time I get paid. But as far as just stealing that money, if everybody was to just say that, I'm not coming back to work until I get my full pay. If I'm working for $25 an hour, I want to see $25 an hour on my check. You ain't taking nothing. You don't need to take Medicaid. You don't need to take this. You don't need to take that. Give me my fucking money. I agree to work for $25 an hour. You give me my fucking money, you know? Don't take that shit for, you know, Medicaid and workers' comp and, you know, all this other bullshit. Your federal income tax. I mean, if it was such a good thing, why would they just take it from you? If your taxes were such a great thing, if it was such a wonderful thing that your tax money was doing for you, wouldn't you line up around the street every single payday to go in and pay that shit? You'd voluntarily pay it, right? If it was so good, no. Instead, most everybody tries to figure out how they can pay less. Because look what we get out of it. We get wars. We watch the rich get richer. We watch more homeless people hit the streets. We've got people fucking pouring over the fucking borders. You know, that's a whole can of worms. Which way are we going to go on that whole deal? What are we going to do? You know? I mean, there's all sorts of schools of thought on that whole fucking thing. But what's going on is not working, because what's happening is really, you're talking about the human trafficking aspect of it and the fentanyl. And everybody's been affected by that in one way or another. On either flip side of that coin, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely stupid. And then these assholes just sit there and bark at each other, and they bray and act like a bunch of donkeys, and, you know, then they go out after work and go have drinks and do whatever it is, whatever nefarious deeds that they do after work. God only knows. The depravity that goes on in D.C. is, who even knows? I mean, I don't even think we'd be able to figure that out. I mean, you can think of probably the worst things you could think of, and you probably wouldn't even be close. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. And that it trickles down through everything. I mean, look at that anger on Judge guy. Jesus Christ. Tell me that dude isn't a fucking weirdo. My God. Anyways, I guess that's what we got going on today. You know, I don't know. So you got the Fannie Willis thing. Hopefully they get her ass out of there. They need to get Niece. He put in a motion to to get Jack Smith out of there because he's not legitimate. You know, he was just a Merrick Garland plant. Merrick Garland's Joe Biden's little bitch. You know, and I'm not a big Trumpster either, but what else what other route do you got to go down here? I mean, if we're going to play this game, if this is the game we're going to play, then I don't think you have another choice, people. I mean, are you better off today than you were a few years back? You know, and I mean, look what happened. They're going with they've got some hearings going on right now with fucking Fauci. I mean, how did Fauci know in 2017? He knew that COVID was going to happen. He didn't get up there and say, well, maybe. He said, this administration is going to face a pandemic. He knew because he was behind it. He was funding it. And everybody, Fauci, wear 2 masks. Don't wear a mask. Wear 6 masks. Wear 14 masks. Don't wear a mask. Get 17 boosters. I'm science. Yeah. Okay. I mean, what's up with, it's like the same as Joe Biden talking about his quid pro quo that he pulled with that whole Victor Shokin thing where he got him fired, I mean, he said that in front of the CFR on camera. And then they impeached Trump for saying that he did the same thing, but he didn't do that. It was Biden that did that, and he told it to the whole country. No big deal. I mean, that stupid cookie gnome, he straight up called it. Let's see if I can find that. We'll watch that if I can find it. There he is, old fucking Fauci.
The issue of pandemic.
Let's go back to the start of this thing. Let's see what we got going here. It's been a minute. I've lost my skills. There he is, old Fauchster, the cookie gnome. Him and Jeff Sessions. They live in it. Oh, we got the echo.
Outbreak. Given, as you heard from the introduction, that I have been around for a while and have had the opportunity and the privilege and the pleasure of serving in 5 administrations, I thought I would bring that perspective to the topic today, is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And if there's one message that I want to leave with you today based on my experience, and you'll see that in a moment, is that there is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak. And I hope...
Did you hear that? You heard that, right? How does he know that?
By the end of my relatively short presentation, you will understand why history, the history of the last 32 years that I've been the director of NIAID, will tell the next administration that there's no doubt in anyone's mind that they will be faced with the challenges that their predecessors were faced with. So for those who think that infectious diseases is gone, there's so many people who've made foolhardy statements not knowing at the time that they made them. I usually show a quote from an old Surgeon General or an old pundit in infectious disease.
Look at how pompous this guy is. I mean, this guy's up there saying this stuff because he knows that it's coming. You know what I mean? He knows it's coming. And everybody, oh, it didn't come from a lab. Yeah, okay, whatever, you cookie elf. Anyways, so they've got hearings. The House has got hearings going on with him right now. And then after that, then they, then they get back onto the Mayorkas thing with the Mayorkas impeachment or whatever. I say get rid of them all. Just get them all out of there. There's only a handful that are worth it, and for the whole thing, just to just get rid of them all. Redo it. If they're worth it, then you can do something else. I mean, there's got to be a better way to go because this is not working. This is not benefiting anybody. This is not representative government. This is not anything that anybody wants. How many of us want what it is that they are doing? And we don't have a say. They say, oh, you're democracy. Bullshit. It's not fucking democracy. And democracy is fucking stupid. It's a dumbass idea. It means mob rule. So we don't have that. So the founders, when they did write the documents, that's why they made it a representative republic. Because they realized the pitfalls of democracy. They realized that the majority rule idea was a bad thing. But Jefferson also said that this wasn't going to work unless there was a revolution like every 20 years. Now, Jefferson also owned people. So, how much do I put with these? I guess, I don't know. There's a lot of different angles to that, but the dude owned people. I can't get behind that. So, I mean, it's hard to sit there and say that the founders were this, that, and the other thing. Everybody, you say, well, slavery was just a way of that was the times. And it's like, well, yeah, but when you see something happening that's wrong, a brave man stands up and says so and stands against it. You don't just fucking fall in line. You don't just fall in line. And we don't need to be falling in line. We don't need to be falling in line with all this censorship bullshit and everything that's going on in this country. They want to shut your voice down. It's going to, George Orwell's 1984 is like, holy shit. You might as well use that as the Bible because that's where we're at right now. You've got one faction is, prosecuting and trying to throw the leader of the other party in prison for 400 years. And the fact that we only have two parties is stupid too. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's by design. They've managed to, this is what happens with power. Power is like water, okay? Water is like one of the most corrosive things there is. More so than anything. It's the building block of life, but it will always find the crack to get through. It will always find the weak spot. It creates rust, corrosiveness. It will break things down. And that's what power does too. And that's what's happened is there's been no check on these people. They've been allowed to do this, and you've had this group, these families that have ascended into these powerful positions, and they're not going to let anybody else in on it. When it costs how many million to get a Senate seat, that's not representative republic. You or I should be able to go and run for Senate or for the House of Representatives. We can't do it because look at how much it costs. So we have to sit there and you have to make a choice, right? Same with the president. You got to sit there and you got to make a fucking choice. You got to choose between, shithead and asshole. And it's like and then everybody brings up the lesser of two evils. Well, the lesser of two evils is still evil. The banking system is fucking evil. They're extorting us. They're using us. They're sitting back. They're getting fat on us. And it's fake money. The money is fake. They make it up. It's not even real. Look how many 7 trillion with the COVID thing? 7 trillion. Biden with his Build Back Better bullshit. That guy, he's such a turd. He's not even making the calls, though. Part of me feels, if he wasn't a racist piece of shit, I would feel really bad for him. But the fact of the matter is he is. And his history shows that, and even if he acts like he's not, it was so insulting. I mean, I can't even imagine being an individual, a black individual in this country, and seeing him show up at a black church and doing what he did the other day, looking around, he should not even be, I mean, do you know how many thousands and thousands and thousands of nonviolent black men have gone to prison for 10, 15, 20 years behind him? While his kid does the same shit and nothing happens? Nothing? And then he wants to say the shit that he says, act like he's got the black community in mind. He doesn't. I mean, he's done more racist shit in his career. I mean, the guy eulogized Robert Byrd, the Grand Cyclops of the KKK. He considered him a mentor. People, where are we at? Hello? The guy considered the Grand Cyclops of the KKK to be a mentor. He eulogized the dude at his funeral. Hillary Clinton considered the guy to be a mentor. We're talking about the Grand Cyclops. I don't know what that means of the KKK, but he's like a big dude in the KKK. And yes, he did get out of it, but the only reason he did was so he could keep getting voted in for office. That was it. He didn't change his views. You're not going to take some dude that old from West Virginia and change his mind on racial issues. No. Guys like Strom Thurmond and shit. That's another guy they all considered. These are the people that the likes of Biden and Hillary Clinton thought were mentors. The Democrat Party stemmed from the KKK. And now they're calling Republicans the new they're calling them Confederates? Who eliminated Abraham Lincoln from ballots in states? Ask yourself that. Now who's doing it? And they want to call the Republicans, and the Republicans are not any good either, okay? Don't even think that I'm behind that shit. I'm not. I'm not behind either of these groups. They both got screwed up messes. There's a couple of glimmers of hope, I suppose, from each party. From the Democrat side, I don't really know. That's a scary one. That is a scary one. The Republicans, I like Thomas Massey. And, I don't know. Other than that. Maybe he's about it. I don't know. Oh, God. I mean, these people are just out of hand. And we let them do it. We sit here and we just let them run our lives. Why? Why do we coalesce with this? Why do we just fall in line? Why do we just do what they tell us to do? Why? Because they divide us. They divide us with this bullshit. It's all bullshit, no matter what side it comes from. It's bullshit. It's made to divide, and they understand that. That's why they don't give a shit if they get voted out for a term. Then they go work in the private sector. They go work for the Raytheons or the Grummans or the whatever. The Pfizers. Any place that's making a bunch of money. So these politicians, it's called the revolving door. They're in and they're out. Okay, we lost this election, big deal. It's no big deal. They just go peddle their influence elsewhere, and then they can come back and run again, and they get back in office, and then they go back to the quote unquote private sector, which is not even private. I mean, Lockheed Martin. There's nothing there's nothing private about that. Come on. When was the last time they had a private contract? Yeah. When was the last time Raytheon had a private contract? Speaking of that, our Secretary of Defense went missing for 4 days, and our president didn't even know about it. Turns out he was in an ICU. That was interesting. What the fuck is going on there? Mr. Lloyd Austin, Mr. Raytheon, Mr. God, anybody questions him, and he gets it just about in his shit, doesn't he? We're gonna build more bombs, and fucking guy made all his money off fucking blowing people up. Nikki Haley, worthless. These people are all worthless, And I mean, I don't know. I guess if that's the route you want to go down with the lesser of two evils, then I don't understand. I don't know how you don't say vote for Trump. I don't know how you in good conscience would go out and cast your vote for Joe Biden again. The guy shits his pants. He can't function. He can't do the job, regardless of what you even think about his policies, which are garbage, but they're all Obama's policies anyways. And it doesn't make any sense. The dude wants to, he doesn't want you to even have a gas-powered vehicle. Yet his Corvette, he can drive around in his Corvette whenever he wants, right? Wait, what? How's he even have a Corvette? He shouldn't be allowed to fly anywhere, and I've said this over and over. He shouldn't be allowed to get on Air Force One. He shouldn't be able to get on Marine One. He shouldn't be allowed to ride around in a motorcade. Anything that runs on gasoline, Joe Biden should not be allowed to use. Okay? He ruined the entire oil industry in this country. We were energy independent. He ruined it. Why should he be allowed to fly around the globe and embarrass this country on Air Force One whenever he feels like it? Why should he be allowed to walk out of the White House and get on that helicopter that runs on petroleum-based fuel and get flown wherever the hell he's going? Why should he be allowed to ride around in these motorcades that run on gas? I don't know either. Why? He shouldn't. He should have to ride a bicycle. He should have to have his motorcade in a fucking smart car. Or ride him around on one of those old Tyco racetracks where you pulled the trigger and the thing would shoot around, the loop-de-loop and then fly out of the track. He damn sure shouldn't be flying anywhere. I mean, there's nothing that goes on globally that Joe Biden can't do from a Zoom meeting. They ought to just put him back in. I mean, they ought to just get him out. He needs to just go away. The dude, everybody know, and there's no evidence. What do you mean? Come on. I've been talking about this for 5 years, and I'm an idiot. I've been sitting here saying there's no way mathematically that this dude made this kind of money in this period of time after he left office. There's no way. I'm saying this before the last election. Anybody going to listen? No. It doesn't take much. I mean, it's just common sense. And do I have the physical proof? No, but you can look at the numbers and you can pretty well figure it out. $17.6 million is a lot of money. All you got, and then when they say he made it from book sales and he didn't do any speaking events. He got $770,000 from University of Pennsylvania as an emeritus professor. He didn't even teach a class. So he made almost $1 million. Okay, so that's what's that put him at? 1.5. And then he sells 330,000 books. And what's the take on an average book? Maybe $10 a book. More like $5. Who bought Joe Biden's Bill Biden? Anyways, I'm going to sign it off. It's been a little while. I just thought I'd get back on here and get going again. So this will be up on the usual suspects. And, I'll try and get back on this a little bit more often, I guess. It's just been a weird time. And I've just been kind of laying back from it all because it's just been, I don't know. It just gets so aggravating and frustrating, and it's like, oh my God, it's all so negative. But we can make it into a positive. But the thing is we got to do it together. You know what I mean? We've got to put down our stupid flags and our hats and our nonsense. We got to stop it with the bullshit. The bullshit's got to end. You got to put all this crap beside and realize that, hey, we're all in the same boat here. We all want the same things. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit. As long as you're not doing any harm, do what you want. It's your life. It's a very short period in time. You don't have much of it, and you don't know when it's going to end. It could end at any second. And so to hate people or whatever, I don't hate anybody. But I'm also not going to sit here and call somebody a plurality. I'm sorry. I'm not going to call you they. It just doesn't work. You can be he and she. You can be Jack and Jill. I don't care. I'm not going to call you they. And I'm not down with, there's certain things that just don't make any sense. It's your life. Do what you want to do. But I can't identify as a fucking horse. I guess I could. I'd be a furry horse or whatever, and tell people that I have to shit in a corral or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I identify as a helicopter. I identify as a pencil eraser. I mean, come on. Let's not be stupid here. We got to use a little bit of common sense. That's all that matters. Just a little bit of common sense. And maybe a little bit of, talking to your neighbor. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to understand people. I mean, we all share like 99.999% of DNA, regardless of what color this happens to be. I mean, can I say I'm multicolored. I'm a Skittle. How about that? I identify as a Skittle. I've got red, blue, green, yellow, black, other different. Yeah, I got every different color you can think of. Tea leaf green. Yeah, I can be whatever color I want, and I can change that anytime I want to. So what's it matter? I mean, when you can, who cares? Who gives a shit? It's so stupid. It's all stupid. And I think that's why I kind of step back, just because the stupidity of it is just, it's so frustrating to sit back and watch how dumb it all is and how easy the answer is. That's what's crazy, is the answer is very easy. It's very simple, people. It's very simple. We just quit participating. Quit participating. What would it cost everybody to just say, guess what, I'm not going to work. Oh, that's all it takes. I'm not going to work tomorrow. Staying home. Bye. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. Plan it out for a couple days. Everybody go get what you need from the store. Go get your steaks, your beers, your burgers, whatever. Have a cookout. Invite your neighbors. Stay inside. Don't watch TV. If you didn't watch TV, right? If you didn't watch any football games, I know that's going to kill you, right? No, it's not. If you just didn't participate for one day, think of what that impact would have. I think people would be changing their. Hey, okay, one day didn't work. That's okay. We'll take 2 days. Is it really going to hurt you that much? I don't think so. Are they going to fire everybody? Everybody going to lose their job? You're going to have some dipshits that wouldn't, I mean, these are hypotheticals. Because you're always going to have, even if you had a movement like that, you would always have the dipshits that wouldn't, the ass kissers that would still go to work, But I mean, let's say you didn't have cops, you didn't have firefighters, you didn't have your EMTs, you didn't have your hospitals, you didn't have anything for a day, nothing. I think that would change some things. And I think that's what we need to do. We've got to come together, and we've got to realize that the only way anything is going to get better is by all of us making it better through unity. We can't be divided anymore. We can't do it. There's enough for all of us. There's enough for everybody. We live in a world of abundance, and there's enough for all of us. It's about time we realize that. It's not that hard to do. It just takes a minute of stepping back from the whole thing and gaining a little clarity on it and saying, wait, what in the fuck are we doing? We're here for 70, maybe 80 years, and what are we doing? Why? Why are we doing this? Why do you think you have to go to work? Well, because it's been ingrained in you your whole life, because that's how you were raised. You went through the school system. You sat in rows. You raised your hand to pee. You stood in line. Why? Because they wanted to make you into what you are, a clone, a factory worker. That's it, a worker bee. That's what they want you to be. Pun intended. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just sit back and take it? Just let this shit go on, watch these wars happen? I mean, we're on the brink of some bad things going down. You know, I mean, some of these weapons start flying and it's lights out. It's done. So what are we going to do? What are you going to do? What am I going to do? I've already opted out. I'm not playing. I don't play within the construct anymore. I don't. I do my own thing, my own way. And I don't play the game. You don't have to either. Everybody goes, well, what are we going to, the world needs janitors. The world doesn't need janitors if you pick up after your goddamn self. Man, quit peeing on the floor. Pick your fucking trash up. Quit littering. Take some self-responsibility. Think about the next person. That's all you gotta do. I mean, you eliminate so many things if you would just fucking take some responsibility for yourself and not be an asshole. You know? Quit eating garbage. That's easy. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's probably not. I mean, if you shop at the grocery store, you're eating garbage because everything that you buy there is GMO and fucking full of Roundup. That's another thing. I mean, we need to get back to, the food coming from a farm, like that's coming from the earth, that's grown in a correct fashion, the way it should be grown, not with all these chemicals and bullshit. You know? I mean, we've fucked this thing up pretty bad, ladies and gentlemen. We've fucked it up pretty bad. So how are we going to unfuck ourselves? That's the main question. How are we going to do it? Or are we going to do it? Or is it too late? Is it too late? Are we just done? Everybody wants to talk about the kids. Well, okay, let's stop fucking the kids then. How about that? Let's stop trafficking children. How about that? That's a good fucking start, isn't it? Which is where we started this program with tonight, was these tunnels. And you can say whatever you want about these tunnels, but when you're pulling out shit like what I've seen, you can't tell me that there's something else going on down there. There's no reason for little baby high chairs to be down in tunnels under the fucking city of New York with stained kid mattresses that are blood stained and nasty as fuck. These dudes are kid fuckers. Sorry. That's not anti-Semitic. That's calling what something is. That's calling it what it is. When you see something as what it is and you call it for that, that's not racist. It's not It's anti-kid fucker. I'm anti-kid fucker. I'm anti-human trafficking. I'm anti-slavery. I'm anti-oppression. But more so than anything, I'm pro-human. You know what I mean? I'm for all of us. That's where I'm at. I'm for each and every single one of you. What's so hard about that? I want to see each and every one of you have the best experience that you can possibly have in your short period of time that you have here. I don't want to see people in poverty. I don't want to see people in homeless and just living in abject poverty and disease and all these terrible things. What's going on with my microphone? Anyways, all right. With that, I'm gonna cut it loose and as we used to say, from 52 miles east of Jellystone Park, from Coyote, Wyoming. Be good or be good at it, and all things be kind, and do no harm. Peace out.